if you look at some of the lending programs that have come out as of late, I think there's liability concern on the part of the banks that are lending to make sure that they're on the right side of the Paycheck Protection Program, that they didn't lend to people that were unworthy. I think everyone right now is trying to do as much as they can within the confines of the rules that were written, obviously, very quickly, for good reason. This was a crisis that didn't give the government too much time to react in advance.
So what's the solution then? I mean, if you're a cruise line or an airline or a train or anything where people sort of have to congregate, you want to reopen, you're saying, listen, we're deep cleaning, we're doing everything, but I've got to imagine that the fine print in some of those contracts is going to change dramatically because no business can guarantee complete safety over a microscopic organism. Simply not possible.
No, I think that's right. And I think it's going to be critical for clients and customers to look at the terms and conditions in so much as they usually just click accept when they're doing something online, to understand what it is that they're waiving potentially, depending on the service that's rendered. If you're talking about a cruise, obviously, and the cruise lines have the legal ability to give themselves coverage that, look, it's not our fault if you get sick on our vessel, given a virus that's outside of our control. That is something that institutions are looking for that protection on. But I think that is the balance that Congress is looking at right now, is how much liability protection do you provide? I know certainly, everyone right now is very focused on protecting their customers, but also publicly making sure that they're on the right side of some of these issues, that they can't be blamed later for, like, what were you guys thinking, for how you're allowing your service to continue to roll out.
So offer us some free advice at 5:35 this morning, Dan. So if you're going to advise, we got many business owners watching CNBC right now as they look to reopen. What are some of the questions they need to be asking of their insurers, of their banks, whatever, to try to reopen safely?
Yeah, I think right now, and I'm spending a lot of time with clients on the PPP program, there's certainly a need to try and figure out how can we reopen safely, how can we make payroll in terms with the provisions of this agreement, and an agreement that really is unfolding as we speak. You're seeing some businesses that are slow to take money because they're afraid of being kind of publicly tarred and feathered for, did they really need to take that loan? So even before you talk about reopening, I think you've seen some challenges for businesses. They've seen the criticism that's come out of the administration for businesses of, did you really need the money? We're going to audit any loans of $2 million or more. It's giving a lot of companies pause, even companies that you wouldn't think about publicly of having this issue, because they just don't want to be kind of named and shamed for doing something wrong right now.